All right, okay, we're flipping and ripping. I'm turning on. This is about as old school vloggy as it's about to get. I was watching Turkey Tom's video on Blair, and I'm watching. I've actually no, I haven't. That's a lie. I haven't really watched much about Blair in these last couple weeks since she decided to completely melt down on her career and show the world how she's been behaving since she kind of left our side over here. She literally just kind of proved my worst suspicions that I spoke out loud, 3, 4 years ago. And I couldn't help but think that just how surreal it was. I haven't talked to Tom in a long time, Turkey Tom, but I know Tom pretty well. Jeez, he was on my show calling in on something, and then Keemstar within days started doing Not a Real Turkey. And so the great Turkey Tom was born, and he's kind of evolved into a lot of really great things. And right now, the way things work, he's not the guy. You don't want to make videos on you unless you're like, if you have a nice story. And Blair doesn't have a nice story. So I'm going to keep myself from rambling. But, all right, look, this is about as close as what you're going to get. I've decided to do no act, no actual jokes, no, like, you can laugh at me all you want. I consider myself a performer, and I perform a character. My opinions are all accurate with that character, but the things I say and do, I don't behave like that in real life. At least not often. And I'm just going to talk to you the way I actually feel, the way I've been talking about the situation with my wife, because I actually talked to her a lot about it, but I didn't watch all the videos. I don't know anything about the Spilled Milk Gang. I actually don't really have a lot of respect for any of them. I don't have anybody. This is going to be really different about Blair. This is probably going to, on the surface, it's going to look like me jumping on the bandwagon, but this is straight. I can't. I think that's the worst thing. The more I say this is 100% from the heart, no. I'm going to monetize the video, believe me. But this is not really a way to get on the train, because I'm going to give so many opinions that won't help me push that in the algorithm. First off, the Sad Milk Crowd, I think it's a good name because I think they're pretty sad people. I find iilluminauttii's fans, even the ones that have kind of broken off from them, are just stupid. So yeah, I think if you unless you didn't know absolutely anything, but if you're really in the Illuminati scene and you somehow came over my videos, I'm glad you're disappointed. I honestly am. So I don't have any. My only regret is not really leaning on Slazo. Because she probably wouldn't have gone to the next level if it wasn't through my connection to Slazo. And I think Nerd City too, if I'm not mistaken. I think Nerd City is filled with good advice. As big a pain in the ass as he might be, he's smart. Yeah, and I think that it's like Tom says, we didn't have the clout to kind of push, get it out there, and kind of nip the whole thing in the bud. Which is not what I wanted. I don't really have I'm unless I'd be lying if it was 100%, but I really gotta hate you to see want something bad to happen to you online. Like, I really gotta hate you. I gotta hate your guts. I didn't like seeing whether he deserved it too. I didn't like seeing what happened to Flamenco. I didn't particularly like seeing what happened to Deaf Noodles. I'm sure he'll never believe this, and I'm sure Blair won't believe this message either. And I couldn't be more honest right now. And the more I say more honest, the more phony it's going to look like to the audience. Blair, this message is absolutely for you. I know we're never going to speak again, and I actually thought about writing you, and I was going to write something to this effect. I wish this never happened to you. I'm really generally sorry that it did. I don't feel sorry for you. because you did, but because I really liked you. I thought I thought we were friends. I really did. That's like not bullshit. And I don't like seeing somebody that I used to kind of tout as, oh wow, they came through me, completely self-destruct like this, and cause so much misery for so many other people. I really, really mean that. I don't take any joy. And I think my evidence is I haven't paid that much attention. I only covered what was necessary to you. I didn't base my channel off of you. Even when the whole thing went down, I said it and was done. Some new drama came up, I covered. I covered you as fairly as I've ever goofed or covered on anybody else. Anybody else. I take zero joy in seeing what happened to you. But you would have never listened to me. You would have never ever listened to me. I don't know what happened that day. And Turkey Tom's video leads to believe that I cracked it, which is completely believable. I cracked the joke about Rico that you took exception to, or your mods took exception to. I didn't even say the joke. It was a 17, 16-year-old kid that you wanted me to, publicly humiliate? Because he called another guy fat? I gotta be honest with you. Like, do I have the proof? No, I think he said the R slur in front of me multiple times. I got news for the leftist mafia. She's more than likely apolitical. I remember her talking about her sister and just kind of like rolling her eyes, sort of symbolically in the conversation about what a dopey leftist she was. Like what a nut. I don't think she believes anything left or right. I think she believes in YouTube, which is kind of what we've been covering here on this channel, because those people are lolcows, they're funny. But in a strange way, Blair, I even bragged about you as you moved up the chain. Well, Blair screwed me over, but you gotta admit, you a millionaire? Are you? Besides all the deceitful stuff that you've done, you deserve it. You deserve to be a millionaire. You worked a lot harder for yourself than you did for me. You were lazy. But whatever happened with you, maybe more belief in the project that it was your own thing, maybe you're getting more money, obviously. You definitely conquered that. You were very lazy. But I guess it's funny when you got injected with ambition, it just turned, I don't know what to call it. I mean, evil. It's evil. You can't treat people like that. I mean, yeah, I know that's thick, rich coming from me, considering I make fun of. But you ever hear a story about me like humiliating somebody and trying to ruin them offline? Have you? No. Going back to Blair's fans, if you fell for this and you dismiss me and you're all up on, there's two reasons you do it. You're fucking stupid, or you just like drama and you're gonna flip teams and flip YouTubers throughout it's just kind of like a waste of my time. The people that worked with Blair with this information out there that got screwed, good. The only people I feel sorry for are the people that just didn't come across it or whatever. Anybody that heard what I said that dismissed me, good. You deserve what you got. You got all of it. What, because I worked with Keemstar? That's stupid, isn't it? Wouldn't it be a little smarter to hear what I said and what I showed rather than just dismissing it on its base? Rather than using your own personal bias about how you perceive my politics? So if you lost from Blair and it hurt your rep or what have you, and it hurt your feelings or something, screw you. Top down. Screw you. If you did, then none of that's true, then sorry that happened to you. I wish more people would have listened, because if they would have, you would have been warned. But, yeah, I guess That I don't know. It's kind of like a stream of consciousness thing going on right now. Uh, um, but I guess if I wrote something to Blair, what I wanted to write was, I never wanted this to happen to you. I was your only real friend. That's the truth. And I honestly wish you would have believed me and treated me like a friend. I suppose I owed you nothing. I thought you were really talented when you sent me that Sarah J. Warren video. I'm sorry that I wasn't talented enough to bring you to that level of YouTube fame that you needed. I'm sorry. I've always done my best. I'm not a YouTube mind. I'm not Keemstar. I'm not as good as he is. Or anybody. I'm not half as good as. All I ever did was want to do a radio show like Don Imus and Howard Stern. That's all I'm capable of doing, and it's probably a poor imitation. But you know what? It pays the bills. Or it did. Used to. But that's all right. My time's coming to an end, and yours is too. It looks like. I don't hope so. I honestly don't. I hope you don't hurt anybody else. I actually hope you recover. I really do. I'm not trying to display the bigger man here. This is different from any other experience I had. And as yeah, this is really different. I introduced you to my kids. Tommy's doing great, by the way. He's like killing it in school and stuff. Laura and me are having a hard time. It's a real hard time. She watches a lot of YouTube. I don't know if she watched you, but I know she got in like crime stuff. Assuming you were the person I thought you were, it would have been really cool if you were friends when me and her were butting heads. I didn't have any sisters. And maybe it wouldn't have been awesome if she was like into your stuff, and you could either, I don't know, talk to her or maybe told me something. Just give me some female insight. There is such a thing. I do believe that. It's not always good. Actually, it's usually just as bad as male insight, but sometimes it's good. That's the way I saw you. Now I wouldn't. I mean, if you told me the sky was blue, I'd double check. But that's where you're at, and that's where you put yourself. Even your terrible attempt at an apology was really just an attack. I got a question. Did you get that from me? Because I'm pretty petty. And if I feel threatened, I can get manipulative, really manipulative. Did I do that? Did you think that was the norm? Do you think that was the way to treat people? Because I didn't see that before. You weren't like that. I only saw that a little bit with. Did I have an impact on that? Did you think that's the way I? Didn't you? You didn't see that as like a bad part of my personality that should be like ignored? And maybe like that. All right, Tommy's a good guy, but this is a bad part. It almost feels like, maybe I'm just being an egomaniac here. It seems like you took that part, like the worst part, the worst thing I do when I get angry, and just made that who you were offline. I hope that's not true, but I'm gonna be thinking about it. Real talk thought you were a phony. That was, I guess, the first indication. I absolutely blew it off. Absolutely blew it off. I thought it was just like me towards the end debated. My ego was in like outer space, and it's tough to control for anybody. I could definitely forgive you there. Ego, I've been there, and I mean, I'm close to the money you made and the fame you got. So that's the closest I got, and I didn't handle it too well. So we're even there. But I never kept doing that shit, and I had like a new mission. My mission was to sort of even the playing field with the drama lord. I think I did. Brought in other people. Had problems with them, just like you, but not like you. All you ever had to do, look, I understand you can't always be yourself, so to speak. Certainly I'm not anything like that, but I think I'm in the 90th percentile myself, maybe even 80, 90. You were 10%, 5, 2, percent of what you presented yourself to be. Um, yeah. If you just raise that a little bit, maybe you'd be all right. Because all you ever had to do was just be honest and not so much tell the truth. I mean, I really, really like can't tell the truth in every situation. You get captured by the enemy is give them your social security number and your name and rank. I get that. But I think you whatever you thought you were and whatever those mods they did you or they made you feel, the dopamine they gave you, I think it really hurt you. And I guess I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I hope some of my bad behavior didn't rub off on you. I hope not so much rub off, but make you think that's the way to deal with everything. Our problem with Nick, I didn't do anything like that because I knew it was wrong. As I got older, you seemed to get worse as you got older. It's weird. I had a heart surgery. I guess it would have been cool to talk about that, right? I hope you recover and put content out there. I hope you never do what you did before. I hope you never just try to destroy people. To God, if there is one, probably not, but there is. Um, that I didn't have some kind of impact on you. Maybe that's my ego talking, and you thought that's just the way you operate online. I know so many people do. Because quite frankly, you're not even that good at it. You got lucky for a long time. Happy cruel world. You should have been out. That should have been like good night. That's the truth. That's like you know me. You know how good I'm on analyzing these YouTubers. You know I can kind of figure out what they're feeling, what they're doing, the moves they're making before it becomes public. Sometimes years ahead of time. You know that, and I had you down just like. But you're not John Swan. You're somebody I never liked John. John is bad as he's phony. He's a $3 bill. He still is to this day. I don't know. Maybe it's because you're female. Maybe because I do. I give as I've gotten older. I give. I have a. I guess when I was a teenager, I used to have that kind of incel vibe or outlook. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten that more traditional, and it would the protector, so to speak. Um, and I think with that, you give women the benefit of the doubt, which I don't hate. But I hope things work out for you. I mean that. I just hope you don't ever do that again. I hope if you get it back, you realize you probably don't have to operate like that, and it's okay if you never get back 100% of what you had before. As long as you're just like, God, that's no way to act. You're supposed to help people. You're supposed to like get them 1,000,000 subs. That's how it works. And you know I'm not like Mr. Lefty Socialist guy. I know that. And you presented yourself as one of those people, and you never did that. Not once. Good luck, Blair. Good luck to you. Don't call me. I can't trust you. I hope someone learns too. I mean that.